Hello everybody, Captain Spidey Fist here. Today I'm going to be doing a review for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order, on the Nintendo Switch, as well as at the end of it, I'm going to show a little bit of gameplay in order for you to see what it looks like in handheld mode, because in my personal opinion, whenever it comes to the Nintendo Switch games, how it looks in handheld mode is the most important thing for me, because that's how I'm going to be playing it. So, without further ado, we'll get going. First off, I don't think this game should have been called Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. I think this game should have been called Ultimate Alliance Warriors, The Black Order, or Marvel Warriors, The Black Order, because this game feels way more like a Warriors game than it does like an Ultimate Alliance game. For one thing, in old school Ultimate Alliance, most of your attacks only attack directly in front of you. You know, it was a very, kind of the characters stopped to punch, and then you'd move and you kind of stop to punch somebody else, and you might use an ability to move somewhere else, then you kind of stopped and punch them. But in this, it's very akin to the warrior style where your attacks sweep in front of you, to where you can hit multiple people as you move throughout the map, just completing your auto combo, which is fantastic. They also brought in your abilities. Your abilities are much bigger this time around, with the exception of Iron Fist, because, man, it just feels like all of his attacks are just so simple, and they might hit for pretty good damage, but I feel like literally every other character in the game is better than him, and it drives me insane because I love Iron Fist. That gripe aside, sorry to get on a tangent, but game's fantastic. They took a lot of the animations from the Warriors games that they've made for the Nintendo so far, such as Psylocke does Link's big hero spin from the Hyrule Warriors. Nightcrawler and Wolverine do like this big flurry in front of them, and Drax. I think Drax has it too, and Luke Cage. But where they just do this big flurry in front of them, it's very akin to the weak point slashes, or weak point attacks, from Fire Emblem Warriors. So you will see a lot of those things show up in this game, and I think that it is fantastic. I actually talked to my wife a couple months back, around the beginning of the year, and I said, man, I just wish that they would make a Marvel game with, for the Warriors, right? A Warriors game with Marvel characters, rather. And I actually kind of laughed about it because I was thinking, those Warriors games are all about capturing forts and pushing objectives. How would they possibly do something like that with Marvel characters? Imagine, Spider-Man trying to capture a castle from Dr. Octopus. It would be stupid, right? It wouldn't make any sense. So what they did instead is they took that same formula that makes the Warriors game so great, and they dropped it in the middle of Ultimate Alliance 3. Now here's where the gripe comes in. Whenever you deplete a enemy's little weak point area and you stun them, you do not get a special attack to hurt them, you just do more damage. And I know it kind of seems like a stupid gripe, because instead of doing that, they gave you the attacks to use freely instead of having to channel it specially. I just think that it was just such a satisfying thing to end a enemy like that, almost like a fatality, right? Like, oh, he's weak, chop, 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 dead, right? I loved it. But they did kind of give it to you, each character, and there's a lot of characters, right? And each one of them has 4 abilities plus an extreme attack, so I shouldn't complain because it is in the game. It's just not in the game in the way that I want it, but that is a personal gripe. And one more personal gripe is that they took away throws, right? That is something that I loved in Ultimate Alliance 1, and not as much in Ultimate Alliance 2 because everybody kind of got the same throw. But I would even rather them all have the same generic, hip toss or something, in order to be able to throw enemies in this game. Because in Ultimate Alliance 1, Ultimate Alliance 2, you could always just, chunk your enemy over the side of the map. Like, oh, this guy has a shield? Screw him, I'm just going to throw him off the map. I'm not messing with that right now. It was fun. But because the attacks are so wide-reaching and they kind of spread across the map as you fight, it is a stupid gripe, because now it's not as difficult to clear a room full of enemies because your attacks hit more of them. So again, these are real small gripes that don't really amount to much. So I'm going to stop with the gripes and I'm going to go back to the positive, okay? Positives for this game: the game looks fantastic, it plays fantastic, it's smooth, the camera is much better this time around. So in Ultimate Alliance 1, Ultimate Alliance 2, and X-Men Legends 2, Age of Apocalypse, you had a very fixed camera. But in this one, even whenever it's in a fixed mode, you can still kind of spin it a little bit. And then you have and you can spin the old ones. It's not like Diablo where like everything's like locked in, but you didn't have as much freedom. It didn't move as well. It didn't fit your characters on screen as well. The camera in this is fantastic, okay? So it also has a mode where it is the heroic camera, and the heroic camera, I think, is the best possible addition because it does make the game feel even more like those Warriors games, because now you can focus on one character while your other three characters kind of run around the map. So if they make an Ultimate Alliance 4, I'm going to buy it as long as, well, I'll probably buy it anyway, just check it out if it looks good enough. But if Team Ninja is going to be making that one too, I'll pre-order it the day that it's announced because that sounds fantastic, right? So, without further ado, I'm going to show you the heroes. And there are a lot of heroes. I'm not going to show you the top right one, just in case anybody's worried about spoilers for the end of the game, but I will show you the ones that are available. They are releasing DLCs for the game. We just got the free DLC of Colossus and Cyclops. I'm hoping to get Beast. That's probably like my number one character that I want to come to the game. It was Moon Knight, and then they like immediately announced that Moon Knight was part of DLC 1, so stoked for that. Moon Knight is one of my all-time favorite Marvel characters. I would say that, like, if I had to list them, it's probably like Spider-Man, Nightcrawler, Iron Fist, Captain America, Moon Knight, right? That's like my top 5 right there. So I'm very excited for that. This video is going on a little longer because I keep rambling, so what I'm going to do is now I'm just going to hop in and we're going to play an Infinity Trial, and I'm going to show you what the game looks like. Now, these Infinity Trials, like I said, if you've played a Dynasty Warriors game, you know exactly what you're getting out of this. And in the event that you haven't played a Dynasty Warriors game or like the Hyrule Warriors or something like this, and you play this, go play those. You're going to love them. And if you love those, come play this. You're going to love it, right? Oh, there's my face. Hey, guys. So, the game's fantastic. I love it. We're about to hop in. We're going to see how the fighting works. And again, we are recording in handheld, so this is what it will look like in handheld just about. But I am recording with an iPad, so it's not like I have it plugged into anything. I'm just recording as is. So the visual quality will be a little bit better whenever you're actually playing the game yourself. So the load times are a little bit long for some of the little things here, but I mean, it's doable. It's not the worst thing in the world. 90%. Come on, there's 100. Okay, so we are running around. You got to dodge, you got to double jump, and characters have different double jumps based off of what their abilities are. You have some special attacks. Here's that big, slice and dice attack I was talking about. Some attacks drop you in like a bomb, and all of the characters feel very true to the origins for them. Like Nightcrawler teleports all over the place, Spider-Man swings all over the place, Wolverine slashes everything up, Deadpool has a little bit of a teleport thing going on, flying characters fly, Iron Man jets around. The game's fantastic. Each character feels very nice. A lot of the special attacks, though, are reused, but they're reused in a way that make the character feel natural. So this is just your basic attack. You see the attack moves you across the map. You're no longer just stuck in one place. But I would still really like to have had the throws. That's like a real big negative for me on this game. And it's a very stupid negative because now the game is mostly about these big attacks that hit multiple enemies, and that is about finishing off one enemy in the way that I chose. It was not enough for me to not want to learn about it. And then once I started learning about it, I immediately wanted to get the game. And then something that they did add in is the Ultimate Alliance Extreme Attack. Look at that. Chaos. I love it. So it wasn't like in the video it seemed a little laggy as I was recording it, but it does go a lot smoother. The game, fantastic. I would give it like a 9 out of 10, but I don't do like number rating. I just kind of say whether or not you should get it or not. If you love the Hyrule Warriors games, get it. If you love Marvel, try it out. It might not be for you. Gameplay's a little repetitive, but it is so fun, and you have so many characters to choose from and so many ways to play the game that it kind of makes up for how repetitive the game can be. So I hope this video helped you. I'm so sorry I was so rambly. I just really like this game, and the gripes I have are so stupid, but they mean something to me. So if you liked the video, please like and subscribe. If you want to hear more of my nonsense, go ahead and ring that notification bell so that way you can see the next video I make. But I'm Captain Spidey Fist, and I'm out of here.